there, I'm Sam, and this is babyREADY. And today I have a couple of special guests. I have a friend of mine, Heather, who had a baby with me in January, and her little sleepy person is Bo. So let me have them tell you who they are and a little bit about who they are.
Hello, my name is Heather, and this is my son Bowen. He is 10 weeks now. And I am a friend of Sam's. She helped me throughout the entirety of my pregnancy. She's a good friend and has been a major contributing factor in the positive experience that I've had as becoming a new mom.
Excellent. Well, thank you and welcome. I did want to spend a little bit of time talking to you, Heather, about just how things have gone for you. So clearly, if your son's 10 weeks old and it's now the end of March 2021, your pregnancy or conception started during the pandemic. What was that like for you?
It was definitely interesting. Bowen was conceived during a lockdown and I gave birth to him during a lockdown. So it was definitely a very unique experience, but also my first experience having a child. So I don't have anything to compare it to. I will say that I'm a pretty optimistic person by nature. So I tried to find the good in the entire process. I did find it nice that I was working at home at the time that I was while I was going through my pregnancy. So that was kind of nice. And also the fact that we were in lockdown didn't really affect me too much, because at that point it was kind of nice to be home. I was tired, I was growing, I didn't really care to be social and going out. So that was not bad. I would say that the most difficult part of being pregnant during COVID was the fact that my partner was unable to attend appointments with me, ultrasounds, other just kind of opportunities for a first-time parent that are kind of special. He was unfortunately having to miss out on. So I was able to FaceTime him during these appointments, but it obviously would have been nice to have him there. But overall, I would say it was it made things more quiet. It made things a little bit more isolated, and it made things a little bit more difficult as far as planning, because we just didn't know what the rules would be in the hospitals come time to give birth. Sam was acting as not only my friend through the process, but also my doula. And it was a going concern as to where I would be able to give birth and have her join me there. So we chose the hospital in Hamilton that was allowing doulas at the time, and that was the only hospital in Hamilton, or as far as I'm aware, the surrounding area, that was allowing doulas into the hospital at all. So I was lucky to be able to go there.
It's a totally different time, and you're right. St. Joe's in Hamilton is the only place still through the lockdown that is allowing labor support to come in, and those who do go in have to show their credentials, that they aren't just saying that they work in that professional capacity, but that they actually have the paperwork to support that. So it is a bit of a totally different world. Did the pandemic or the COVID situation affect who you chose, or were you pretty decided on who you wanted for a care provider even before you found out about COVID?
I was quite sure that I was going to be taking the midwife approach, which is the route that I ended up taking, plus having you, Sam, involved as my doula. The way that it didn't so much affect my choice for care providers, but it did end up affecting my outlook on decisions for giving birth. I ended up having a hospital birth because my water broke and there was meconium. We had originally discussed the option and were prepared to birth at home, and COVID kind of made that decision easier, just because at that point, if I was to have had the baby at home, I could have whoever I wanted there and basically do it with my rules. So that kind of made a big impact. But as far as the care providers went. I knew I was going to go with the midwives, but again, my partner was not allowed to join me at those appointments.
And that's really crappy. So you birthed at St. Joe's, you birthed with midwives, and then you went home with your new baby. And so you've had 10 weeks to get to know this wean pretty well. How's that going for you? How's this transition from not being a parent to being a parent going for you?
The transition has been nothing short of amazing. I would say I ended up having a C-section, so recovering from that at home with a new baby was definitely challenging. But as time went on and my recovery progressed and the pain decreased, it became easier, and having my partner and my family available to help was huge. Being that it was COVID made things kind of confusing for everyone involved, because our families both wanted to jump in and help, but do they wear masks? Do they come visit? Do they hold the baby? It was very confusing and very kind of scary and difficult making those decisions and making sure that everybody involved was comfortable and safe. The first few times my mom met Bowen, she had her mask on and kept it on for the entirety of her visit, which was kind of sad to see, just because it just seemed so unnatural. But at the end of the day, it's just a memory, and I have a picture of it, and I'm sure we'll be showing Bowen when he's older. I feel like I don't even really remember the question. Just talking.
Welcome to parenthood. Yeah. That's the way it goes. Yeah. But you've been adapting to life as a new parent, and I guess if you weren't a parent before, then you don't really know what you might have had an opportunity to have access to then versus now. But what are you sort of looking forward to in terms of parenting Bowen moving forward as the weather gets nicer, but maybe as we are able to start seeing more people accessing more services, that kind of thing?
So one of the things that other parents had kind of mentioned to me was it's unfortunate that you will have a newborn during COVID, because there's all kinds of free classes, community classes, mom and baby swimming classes, things like that unfortunately you won't be able to attend. I haven't really felt that I've been negatively impacted in any way, and it's probably because I don't have anything to compare it to. Right. Because this is my first child. I've just really soaked up the opportunity to just be oh, that's Bowen. I've just really soaked up the opportunity to spend time at home. I feel as a new parent, that was the only place that I wanted to be. I didn't want to leave the house. I just wanted to stay snuggled up with my newborn, and COVID granted me that opportunity because there really was nowhere to go. So I looked at it as a positive thing. There was no obligations. There was no need to leave. You were encouraged to stay home. You were encouraged to not have visitors. So we were we limited who was coming by and made sure that everything was safe.
Fair enough. So you were making sure everybody was safe, and you were just taking the time to get to know each other as a family. And that's a huge part of the process and journey to becoming new parents. And it's sometimes one that many parents don't give themselves the opportunity to enjoy, is just that time alone as a family, getting to know one another, read each other's cues, hear each other's voices, and really get a sense of what the dynamics are of your new family as it's expanded. So you had some doula services, and I know that we're friends, so I appreciate that you say kind words about me, but is there something specific about doula services that you would recommend to other people? Because not all of your friends live around here. I can't be labor support to all of them anyway, but would you still recommend to them that they have a doula? And if so, why?
I feel like I would recommend doula services to anybody having a baby, specifically or predominantly first-time moms and or moms who might not have a support partner there with them. That in itself, having a doula at the birth, just to be there as a support person who's not walking in and out of the room, and with the nurses and the midwives, if they leave, you don't know when they're coming back, and if you're unsure of what's going to happen next or what's going on, if it's normal, if it's not normal, having a doula in the room that is available to answer all of your questions and just be there to support you throughout the entirety of the process was really helpful. I did have my fiance in the room as well, and he was super supportive, but I found that there was space and a place for both my support partner and the doula, because this was my first time having a child and my partner's first time experiencing the birthing process. So as supportive and helpful as he was, it just made things more comfortable and more reassuring to have the doula in that space as well, because she was just basically cheering me along, as well as explaining everything as it went. And when it came to making decisions, in my case, there were multiple interventions involved, and just having her there to explain as we went along, although they were things that we had discussed previously in the birthing classes, it's a little overwhelming when you're in the birthing space and you're having to make decisions quickly, and just to have her there I just felt like I had like a guardian angel beside me the whole time helping me through. So I would recommend it to anybody.
That's very sweet of you to say. And I'm honored to be your guardian angel. I'll take that role on any day. It has been truly an honor to get to know you and your family and watch as it's evolved, because as I say, we've been friends for a while, and I got to watch this process unfold for you, and I'm excited to continue to be a part of your journey as a new family. I just want to remind everybody, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can either leave comments below, you can email me, babyreadylgbtq@gmail.com, or leave a comment in the comment section on my website, www.babyready.info. As always, I'm encouraged and excited to read all of the emails and suggestions that I get so that I can find out more about what it is that you would like me to spend time talking about. Until next time, take care and have a wonderful day.